Hey guys, Boyg here. Today, in this video, I'm going to go over the basics of setting up OBS Studio with you. As many of you know, I stream live on Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays on YouTube and Twitch. So I'm going to share my knowledge of that with you. So let's get into the video. Okay guys, so step number one of any project that you're doing with me is to head down below, smash that like button, hit that sub button, and turn on notifications. That way you get notified when we put out great content just like this. We're going to be doing more educational content, and we do live streams every Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays, so definitely catch those. But yeah, let's hop into this. So once you do that, head over to obsprojects.com. Link will be down in the description. Once you're there, you'll see this site. Select what platform you're on for your operating system and then download. Once you have it downloaded, launch the application, and this is what you should see. Now, this is a perfectly blank application, nothing in here whatsoever. I'm going to show you how to set up everything from here. First things first is to set up a new profile. I'm going to hit new, and I'm going to call this test. This is going to prompt us through optimizing it for what we're planning on doing for it. So we're going to optimize for planning for streaming and recording in secondary. Let's hit next. Now we got to decide what resolution to put it out as. Our canvas is going to be typically, you want to put it as 1080, 1920 by 1080, unless you're streaming to like TikTok or something like that. That'd be the invert. That'd be 1080 by 1920. But typically for most live streaming platforms and video content platforms, it's going to be 1920 by 1080. And then you choose your bit rate. So typically most live streaming content, you want at least 60 FPS. If you're running on a lower end PC, you're going to want to drop that down to 30. But yeah. We'll go next after that. So we're going to set this to 60. Now we're going to pick our platform we're going to be streaming to. As you can see here, there's Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Restream.io, Twitter, but there's also this show all, which opens up a bunch of different other platforms. And you could always add in extra applications to include more platforms if your platform that you're streaming to is not here. But we're going to stick to a major platform, so we're going to go to Twitch. So click on Twitch, and then you could just hit connect automatically, which then this will prompt you to log in or use stream key, which will redirect you to your web browser so you get your stream key. So if you connect automatically, it's going to prompt you to Twitch, and then you just log into Twitch, and then it automatically pulls everything over. You hit use stream key, and then hit this button, say get stream key. It will bring you to your dashboard where you could click copy stream key. See it right here, copy stream key. Then we can head back over to OBS Studio and just paste it right in there. And then we hit next. And now it's doing some final results. Okay, are you done? There we go. Okay. So that was really neat. It tested our bandwidth to Twitch. It told us what servers to go on to, which they set it to automatic, which is fine. What bit rate to stream at, which is 6,000. We have a high. I have a high bit rate because I have good internet. To give you an idea of what your internet can handle. Typically, Twitch caps out their bitrate at 6,000. YouTube, I don't think they have much of a cap to it, but they'll give you suggestions to range based on the quality of your stream. So if you're doing a 1080 stream, you could do anywhere from I think it's like 3,000 to like 10,000 on YouTube for bitrate. Twitch, if you're doing a 720p stream, you need like 2,000 to 3,000 bit rate. 1080p is 3,000 to 6,000 bit rate. Now, you might be wondering what is 6,000 bit rate. Think of it as your upload speed. So like it's like 1024 kbs is like 1 megabyte upload. So if we have 6,000, you need at least 6 megabyte of upload to be able to handle that. And given the fact that there's other people on your network as well. So if you want to run a 6,000 bit rate upload, I would say you need at least 8 to give that little buffer just in case other people are uploading stuff on your network as well. But I have 40 uploads, so easily I could do 60 or 6,000 uploads. So that's not an issue. So then over here is picking our encoder for streaming and recording, which you always want to use NVENC, and preferably I would go in. I think I'm going to go in and change this and do the NVENC new. Then also it's going to the recording quality, and it has a high quality and medium file size. Base canvas is what we set to is 1080p. Output. Now this is where you could change the output. If you are on a lower quality PC, you could always have your canvas be 1080p, but you could downscale it to 720 when it's being sent out, so it's not as much of a strain on your computer. But then if you ever upgrade your computer over time, you don't have to readjust, resize everything. You could just bump it up the output to 1080, which is very helpful. 60 FPS, which is fine. And then we hit apply settings. And there we go. Our basic settings are done. Okay, so now we're going to go over some of the other features on the screen. So right here is your kind of like canvas. This is where you kind of like put out anything that you have that's going to be displayed to your stream or in your recording. Over in the lower right hand corner is your controls. This is your start streaming button, start recording button, virtual webcam button, studio mode, which lets you do work on stuff in a preview while something is already going out. So like you're not editing things in live. I don't really do that. If I'm editing stuff, I don't really care if stream sees it. So they just see me like doing stuff on the fly. It's obviously like I'm putting on the show. I'm entertaining them. So obviously, if I'm just sitting there, there's nothing happening. I'm like, okay, I'm working on something right now. Hold on, chat. Obviously, like I rather show them what I'm working on, what I'm changing. And here's settings. We'll go into the settings in just a minute, and then exit will close out the application. Scene transition is where you can add in transitions between the scenes. There's a few different types that you can go on to, but the basic ones are cut and fade. But there's also swipe, slide, stinger, fade to color, and Luma wipe, which I think that was relatively new that they added, which is a really cool feature that we can go into in a later video. Stinger transition is more common. A lot of people use stinger transitions. This is the audio section. We haven't set up any audio, so we can't see any of the mix right now. Sources is all your different sources you pull in, such as your screen, game, anything else. And scenes are collections of different sources. So you could have multiple different collections of sources to easily switch between a gameplay scene or a full cam talking scene or a beginning stream scene. But let's go back into settings and get a little more fine with these. So general, there's not too many things I would recommend messing around in here. You can scroll through and see if there's anything you personally want to add and include, but two things I would say. I would say show confirmation with start and show confirmation of stopping stream. That way you don't accidentally turn on or turn off your stream. And also make sure you switch to dark mode. You don't want to be a weirdo in any other mode. Next is the streaming, which we already set this up to the auto prompt through, but if you ever want to change it, you come into here and pick whatever other platform you want it to be to. Output, which we already did this through the settings. So we can go through here. This is a simple format. could always do the more advanced format, but let's keep it simple for this one, and we'll do bitrate is fine, 6,000. Remember, if you have check your upload. I'll put a link for a speed test in the description if you want to check your speed to see what your upload is. Remember to give yourself a little buffer just in case other people are using your network as well as home, and you're not the only one dedicated to your network. And you gotta remember that this is what your internet needs to constantly run at. So if it constantly fluctuates a lot up and below 6 upload, then you might want to drop it to like maybe 4 or 5. But see what your upload speed is. Like I said, I'm at 40, so I have tons of headroom to be able to do 6,000. If Twitch ever put a higher bitrate, I could do it. But thing to keep in mind too, guys, is with your bitrate is if you have a higher bitrate and Twitch does not allow you to, or does not allow your viewers to do scaling. If your viewers have lower speed internet, they're gonna have a very laggy stream. One nice thing about YouTube is that they give everyone scaling, so they could take it from 1080p to 720p or 1480p if their internet is running really slow at this time. So where Twitch doesn't give that to everyone, it gives it to affiliates sometimes, and partners gets it all the time. But if you're not affiliate or partner, you probably won't have that. So you want to keep that in mind, that you want to put out a stream that people can watch and not have issues of it lagging or being a nuisance. Okay, so we don't really have to change too much right here. High quality, yes. I personally put the recording format at MP4, and then NVENC is fine, and then hit apply. Next, we're gonna go to audio. So this is where we're gonna start to add in some more audio. So if you are capturing your system, you probably want to just have your default system, and then your microphone, you go in and select your microphone that you're going to be using for streaming. So I use the Sherm MV7, so I could just add that in right there, and there you go. That's the basic audio setup. If you have multiple audio devices, since I have like the Go XLR Mini. If you want to see the Go XLR Mini, I'll put a link for it down in the description as well. I could have multiple audio setups, so like a chat mic, chat audio, all this different stuff. Hold on, I'm gonna go up here to see it. So system, sampler, where else? Game audio. So I could break out all these different audios on individual tracks, which is pretty cool with the Go XLR Mini. But we're gonna keep this simple and put it to default. And you just go straight to my mic, the Sherm MV7. Meter is fine, that's fine. Go to video. We already did this through the setup. This is 1080p. The output is 1080p. Remember, this is where you can lower your output if you don't have as good of a computer, or if your viewers are having issues because you don't have scaling. 60 FPS is fine. Remember, if you have a lower end computer or whatnot and you're trying to save on capacity, drop it to 30. I would not recommend going below 30. Hotkeys are nice things. This lets you add in multiple different features, so you can assign keys to do certain features in the stream. So start and stop stream, mute things, unmute things. As you add in scenes, you could hide and unhide sources. So it's a really cool thing to be able to do. So this is something you probably want to set up over time. Advanced features, there's not really too much I would recommend changing in here. Obviously, this is a little more advanced stuff. So if you're doing one PC streaming setup, you probably want to set this to normal. But if you have a 2 PC streaming setup, so you're gaming on one computer and streaming on another computer, you probably put put this to high priority because then you want your stream to be the focus. But if you're gaming and playing on the same PC, then put it to normal because you want it to be a balance between your gaming and your streaming. So now that we have our settings all correct, let's go into setting up a scene. So this will be our live stream. So we're going to go over here and rename this and just call this live. And then let's go over here and add in a source. So the first thing we want to do is add in a display capture. And just call it display capture. It's pretty simple. Add in. If we already had an existing display capture, it would show up right here, and we just have to click this add existing and select the source that was already existing. So there we go. Now we're just capturing our same display. Okay, so since I have two screens, I get to set this up so it's not so in like Inception right now. So let's make this a little smaller side, and let's select my second monitor. So you can open up a display capture by double clicking on it and then selecting which display you want to capture. So I have two displays, so I'm going to select the second display so we're not all wonky looking, and click OK. So the second display is smaller, so it doesn't really fit this. It's not a 1080p screen, so it doesn't really fit. So we're gonna go over here and select this, and we're gonna size it to the screen. So if you just scroll, it will be like this, and then if you hit Shift while you're clicking, if you hold Shift while you're clicking, you could drag it out. Now this looks a little distorted, but that's fine for now. Obviously, you want to have a 1080p screen that you're capturing when you're doing this, but you know, for this example, we'll just take my second monitor so we're not doing some wacky Inception type thing. But yeah, so here's the screen. As you can see, I can go over here. Mouse is moving on the screen. I can move the applications around. It's capturing it all in real time. Now that we have that, typically most people would like to have a webcam. So next thing would be video capture device. And we're going to call this webcam. Okay, so once you're in here, you pick what webcam or source you want to use. So if you were using a capture card, this is where you can set up the capture card as well. So you would call that like gameplay or whatever you want to call it. But we are going to use this mobile webcam I have. This is my extra webcam I use for my dog cam. It's nice. But yeah, we can just take that, resize it however you want. There you go. Oh, I'm behind. We'll put my webcam over here. There we go. Now we have a webcam right here. Hi guys. And we're good to go. So now we have our game capture set up. We have our webcam set up so our chat can see us, and we have our live gameplay scene. Now, like I said, you might want to have another scene, like a full cam head talking scene. To do that, all you have to do is hit this plus button, and let's do full cam. Okay, so now we have a full cam blank screen. We're gonna go into add a new source, and we're gonna want to go to video capture device again, and we are gonna select add existing and the webcam. Now this extra little webcam isn't a full 1080p camera, so this is what I use for my dog cam on live streams. So it doesn't have to be a high quality camera, but for this, obviously, like it's not the full canvas, so we can just re-stretch it out. And there we go. It makes me look a little more chunkier, but now we have the full screen, and we have a full cam scene, and now we have our live camera. So we have full and live. With this, when you're just window capturing with the display capture, you can launch any application whatsoever. There's another thing that's called application capture, which or game capture. Used to be called application capture or something like that. Yeah, game capture, where if you launch a game in full screen mode, OBS should detect it and pick it up and capture it. but I personally like to do display capture, so I could pull anything I want onto the screen, have whatever. If I want to open up web browser over there, I can, and I can just move it right over and show you OBS Studio and where to download it. But yes, so that is that. I think that is a good start to the tutorial. Obviously, there's more to show about OBS, and it's a really, really, really cool application. And in the future, we will be going over more of it. And there you go, guys. That's the basics of OBS Studio. We're going to be putting out more educational content out on this channel for live streaming and recording pre-recorded content for YouTube. So guys, if you did like the video, make sure you smash that like button, hit that sub button, and turn on notifications. That way you get notified when we put out more content just like that. Also, I stream live on YouTube and Twitch every Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturday. So come out, hang out on the stream. If you have any questions, catch me there or hop in my Discord link down in the description. Guys, thank you so much for watching the video. If you have any comments or questions, ask them down below in the comments. I'll try to get to you as soon as possible. Thanks again for all the support, and I'll catch you guys next video. Peace.